Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to what edition? Good hour in Secret Sauce. It was a wonderful time to talk to the traders in the room that were in here. We went over a lot of good plays that we did and why things reacted the way that they did, and that's always really, really important. I'm going to just kind of go over one that we took in as a short position into earnings, and then reversed our thesis at the open due to the conference call. And the stock today was called CIEN. We were actually short the stock around the 35 level. And this morning, as expected, based on the analysis that we used, the stock did sell off about a point and a half. It didn't hit the 31 target that the analyst was looking for. We were able to capture 1.5 points and cover our positions in pre-market. However, once the market opened, it was clear that the challenge was on for CIEN. The CEO got on there and he basically ripped apart the short seller thesis, and he made it very clear for everyone to actually buy into the company. And that's what you have to understand about conference calls. This conference call was timed perfectly at the opening bell. So he was talking up his stock. Actually, it was done in pre-market, but right when the numbers came out, the stock started selling off, and it could have sold off to 31. But the minute, I mean, they timed it perfectly because they started getting in there and starting in pre-market and started pushing the stock up and basically bringing confidence to everyone, all the investors across the board. And so I told traders this will most likely open up to 40 or more at the open. Do not short the stock at all, right? Cover your positions in the morning. But as the opening bell comes, do not short unless that stock breaks 39, 38. If it does not break 38, the stock will run today. And that's exactly how we set it up. And this is well written well before the market even opened. And I want you to see the importance of our call. You see how the conference call came and they talked it up? This is his job. That's what he's supposed to do. He's got sell side analysts trying to push him down to 31, but he was selling what he needed to do. He changed his tone in the call. Okay. Once he did that, I knew that at the opening bell, the stock could not, if it broke 38, we could fill some of the gap. If it didn't, it was going to run to 40 or more. And that's what happened. And if you notice, it did not snap 38 a share. CN. So long the stock went from 36 to 42. Next stock that we did today was LMPX. This is flying now. Was a great short this morning for all of us in the chat room. It had wide spreads, very thin. Basically, this was our call in the morning. It was gapping up from 16 to 19 on the idea that the CEO bought 130,000 shares. I felt the stock would sell off back to 16. I called it $16 on a pullback. The stock hit $16.21, bottom curled, and you could see it's taken off on that one. So it was a great short, LMPX, 19 to 16, and then 16 long. The next one we did was a stock called Form, and I have to give props to the great fire trader in the room. He's a great moderator in here. He called this also. This was on his list as well as mine. He is one of the most talented technical traders out there alongside Darkside. But with myself, I don't necessarily always use the technicals when I'm analyzing the stock. I give a fundamental analyst review of what I think the stock is worth and where it will stop based on my 16 years of day trading. So I don't so much use that part of it. But today we're all on the same page. I called for a short at the opening to $24.25 per my notes. Bottom curl and go long for the day. And the stock ran all the way up to 25.50. So that was a really good play there on the form. As you can see, the stock pulled down to 24.25, bottom curl, and went long per our notes. Exactly how we wrote it up and scripted it. The next stock we did was a stock called Love. This was a fun stock today that we did. Love had so-so earnings. Their stock value is worth about $11.50. In my opinion, that's pretty much what I think the value of the stock is. But before we can get to $11.50, I need the stock to pop at the open and short cover. I called for a long in pre-market and at the open at $12.50. I was calling for 13.50 or more, bought top it off, and then short the stock to 11.50 and under. And there's 11.50 and under. That was love. Okay. The next stock that we did today was ADSK. This was a really fun stock today. This was gapping down on a JP Morgan. They were downgraded to underweight, but after looking at the stock, it was already gapping down 4. And typically what will happen on stocks like this, the retail shorts will want to come in and cover their positions that overnighted. It's not a lot of volume, but usually what will happen is the stock will pretty much gap fill to wait right back up to where it was. So I immediately called for a long at 175, and I sold everyone. The stock should push to 177 to 179, gap fill, and then fade right back down. That's exactly what happened. All right, it was a really nice trade there. The next stock that we played today was Netflix. Now, Netflix was being punished this morning because some of the viewers weren't watching a program that Netflix put out. And yet, to me, that is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. You don't punish a company because somebody didn't watch a TV program. But people did, and they sold off the stock after hours yesterday. And when I see stuff like that, I simply laugh. I just laugh as a day trader and say to myself, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. So I'm a buyer. That's it. That's who I am. I just buy the weakness and I short cover it right back up. You don't believe me? Right here. Netflix. Long, 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 long. Back to 298 plus. This is stupid for being down. It'll go right back to yesterday's close. That's exactly what I wrote. Okay? Verbatim. That's exactly what I wrote. Here it is, ding, 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 long the stock. And not only did it fully go back to where it closed, it actually went pretty much right there. Bam. It was fucking beautiful. It was a beautiful trade. Then I did another one, MDGL. I threw this on for, I got a great trader in here, Brandy and Alex, and a couple of really good traders in here, and I wanted them to have this one today. So I went after MDGL. They had an offering yesterday, and it was oversold, as you can tell. And yesterday it dipped all the way to 90, 99 and 98 here. I was telling traders to go ahead overnight. The stock should open up at 101. You'll probably make 2 points at the opening bell. As sure as shit, it hit 101. At that moment, I also told them the stock should come back down to 97 and then bottom curl it and long it back up to highs. The offer's pretty much almost filled. Today should be the last day of it. And here's the entry right here. I will be a buyer at $97 a share and then curl it back to 100. Ding, 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 ding. And first of all the people that overnighted got paid their money. Then the stock came all the way down to 97. There's the 97. You see how it kind of built a base and then shot right back up to 100. Really, 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 really a good opportunity to trade the stock. And we did play MRX in the chat room. It was fun. This one is very enjoyable to watch and play out. They'll most likely do an offering after the close. My guess is they'll probably keep it around $4.50 to $5. They did about 50 million shares today. We played this great. We knew exactly what to do. We wanted to short the open on lower lows, which it did happen. It started breaking support, but none of us went long until it hit 5. Once it hit 5, we ran it all the way up here to this $530 level with size. And they're keeping it tight all day, and that's pretty much where the stock will kind of trade out. And then they'll probably do an offering. So the one terrible call, I do have terrible calls, which creates me to get 95%, was Place. Place had multiple downgrades to price targets, and one of the ones out was a tier 1 analyst that really put an aggressive price target of $45. And actually $43, I think it was, that they put. I mean, it was pretty ridiculously. And it was already pulling it on that analyst. So what I want to do, I wanted actually to short the stock and add, and then bring it down and snap that 53. And I wanted this thing to come down 49 to 50, I felt today. But when that came out and what I saw today, I had 4 or 5 analysts on it, but the one that stood out was my top tier one. And I think it created such a frenzy of shorts trying to pile in long term. Long term, this stock should fade and they'll miss another quarter and they'll just fucking go out of business pretty soon. They have missed on every quarter. So today, a lot of short positions, funds got in here and just started whacking big positions, and it caused a massive squeeze. So obviously, the short thesis didn't work, but we did flip it. And to be honest with you, I made $690 on this trade today. I, as much as I wanted the short, one thing I've learned, never fight a fucking freight train. If it's going to squeeze on you, get the fuck out of your short thesis, change your mind, and just get the fuck out and be a part of the group. That's what I did. I saw the funds were coming in with size. They were going to build it up, build positions. I just went right with it. And I just told everyone in the room, flip it long and go and have fun. And this thing ran from 54 to almost $59 a share. Great play. I made $690 on this trade today. Yeah. All right. So even though you might write, and I can't change my notes. I don't change my notes. I'm very, very upfront. It is what I put. I wanted to short it, but I do realize as a day trader, not everything can go my way. So and what I've learned more than anything in the world is once I start to see a stock trend higher, I don't add for a short position. I don't do that. I used to when I was younger. I was very inexperienced, but I have learned never do that. Go for the long side, play as much as you can get, don't get greedy, and just move on to another trade. And when the dust settles and it starts to sell off, eventually we'll get that sell off. But today it was just a short position. Everyone wants some of it, and I'll bet you by the next quarter, earnings come out, this will be a $40 stock. Mark my words. All right. So be good. Be well, and thank you for joining us today at awesomecallstrading.com. It was a wonderful time to spend with you, and I look forward to trading with you tomorrow. Click any button, be a part of a day, a week, or a month, and have fun with it. Trade with us all day long. All right. So I will see you tomorrow, and thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, and